Well, hello and welcome to another of our RCGP sit-down chats video podcast. We're on the track. It's called Inside Track. We're inside the track with the great and the good from the EFRA 1/8 electric buggy championship. I'm sorry, Mark, I have to do this. Marco Baruffalo, because it's the only way I can say his name. Burak Killic, David Todd, and, well, Elliott Boots. He's been done many of these. I think most of the beer drinking he's done with these things. I'm going to start with David. The reason I'm going to start with you, David, is you race for Spain and you're called David Todd and you've got really good English. Explain.
Yeah, so my dad's from Northern Ireland and I was born there. I lived for 2 years and then I moved to Spain.
So really, you're British, aren't you? Really, you're one of us. You know, we need some up-and-coming youngsters. You know, Elliott's getting on a bit, so we need some youngsters. So really, you should just transfer your allegiance.
My passport is from the UK, but I race for Spain.
Guys, just get these passport, honestly, ridiculous passport bros. Found out, obviously, you can't have a beer because you're only 15. Give us an idea, you know, it's gone quite well. Talk us through the last couple of years, the career progression, what's been going on with David Todd.
I started racing full year in 2017, and yeah, I've progressed really quickly. And then yeah, this year I've just been so much better than other years. And yeah, it's really, this year's going really well, and see if we can keep going like this.
So we're here at the e-buggy championship. Obviously, we've got a heckler, got a world champion heckler at the back. Just watching, says Davide. I've done you already today for 20 minutes. You see, that's why. On a serious point, though, how are you finding these e-buggy championships? Obviously, like most of the guys here, you do nitro and you do electric. Where's your heart line? Where do you feel you have your talents lying?
I've always preferred Echo because I've always been much better, and yeah, it's just I'm showing it here. I wasn't expecting to be this quick here, and yeah, I just really like Echo, and I prefer much better than gas. So
do you kind of think perhaps you should drop down to 1/10 things? It's all electric.
No, I don't. I haven't really raced 1/10 ever, but maybe I try it one day. But I'll stick to 1/8.
Good stuff. To my left, it's Burak Killic. Burak, first of all, never mind about today, eh? Hey, things don't always go right.
Today wasn't going my way, so was not good.
So the most interesting thing, I think, you know, beyond the fact that you guys are doing well, is you came out yesterday under the flag of Turkey. Because that's the first time, isn't it, you've come under the Turkish flag?
Yes, it's the first time that we come for Turkey outside.
And why was that?
Just so.
Is it because you've fallen out with the German Federation?
No comment.
So yes. I mean, is it a case? So did you? I mean, obviously we've had the European Championships in Turkey before, a few years ago with an IC Championship. So did you liaise with the Turkish Federation to get the entry?
We talked with them and they said it's not a problem. So that's why we start for Turkey. Also, my dad coming from Turkey, so also we look like Turkeys, but we live in Germany, and yeah.
So will that be from now on? You'll be representing Turkey or represent Turkey at the World Championships and Erevan, that sort of thing.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about, you are with David. We have quite a big representation from Mugen drivers. You've constantly sort of changed, other suppliers and tyres. I mean, how is the overall package working both in nitro and electric?
I mean, last year was really good, and this year started also good, but now it's not really good. But we're trying to improve every race, and it is what it is.
I mean, a similar question to David. I mean, again, nitro and electric, you run both. Do you find them both equally enjoyable, or are you very firm in one side or the other?
For sure, nitro buggy is the most enjoyable class, and I think for everyone it's more fun, and yeah.
Well, not for David. He prefers the electric. So
because he's fast.
Well, that's it. Do you feel that today might have clouded your opinion slightly?
Yeah.
So I'll come to you last because you're our favourite. So with the oldest one, yeah. Marco Baruffalo. Marco, I think last time we saw you were driving for somebody else, and now you're for WIRC. You do seem to change chassis quite a lot.
Yes. So after the Euros, I talked with Techno. We had different ideas, so we prefer to quit. And I'm working with the guy that is making all design for WRC, like chassis, shock tower, and everything with the aluminum parts. So it was a good idea.
And of course, WRC were up until about an hour ago WRC, and they had to change their name because of the conflict. Now, they're, for those who are motorsport fans, they're linked quite heavily with Lucas Giotto, aren't they? Is the owner related to Lucas Giotto, the Formula 2 driver and the sports car driver?
Yes, he's the son of the owner.
That's why, because you see WRC Sport, RC cars and a Formula 2 car. You think about that, that's cost you about 300,000 euros. And you phone up going, could you sponsor my stream? No. So what can you say? That's their priorities, absolutely. So, Mark, we've been watching you all day. How do you feel that this championship's gone for you so far?
So the first quad started good with a knife, but then the grip come over more. So we start to have more problem with the shocks, and at the moment we don't find a solution, but we try tomorrow to improve a little bit more.
Yeah, from my observation, you're really attacking the track, and this track is not a track that you can attack.
I never had the feeling with Montpellier track in like 10 years that I come here, and
You're being heckled.
so I'm trying to change a little bit my driving style to be more smooth, but it's difficult, like especially here for me.
And is it harder to be smooth with the instant torque of an electric buggy than it is with the more progressive clutch of a nitro?
Yeah, with nitro I can work more on the exit on gas, and with eco it's a little bit more difficult to drive, but I'm trying.
Elliott, love it. How are you, love? Obvious question I've got for you is, what happened about 12 months ago, or perhaps 10 months ago? Because suddenly you just lifted up again after kind of a period like where you were doing, yeah, good, that's fine. Suddenly, Elliott was at the front of heats and unlucky not winning big events. What has actually changed? Because for someone who's been running for so long to suddenly have that, renaissance almost. What happened?
I'd like to know, to be honest. I'm not really sure. I think maybe it's just a setup I found in the car that I'm really comfortable with, and it allows me to, drive to my full potential. So maybe I think that's where we're at with it. E-Buggy, slightly different story, different car, but for Nitro, the end of last year, start of this year, it's been going good. So we're gonna keep going in that direction.
I mean, did you? Yeah, was it as simple as making a shock tower change, or was it something little? And did you think that then fed through into your confidence, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, we developed the new car, the Evo car that came out, and it's more comfortable for me. And then I found a setup that we basically use in most places, which is really, really nice. So yeah, which allows me to just be confident in the car, to know what it's going to do as soon as I put it on the track, which I think is part of it.
You've come here to these electric Euros, but you've come here without any friends. Why is that?
A bit of a loner. No, I mean, apart from me, all of the English guys are Nemos, so they're in the Nemo tent. So, but I'm not complaining because I have all the pitting space I would ever need compared to some people.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple of the places are very, very tight indeed. It's like 14 big guys like that trying to get into one of the tents. You've obviously been experienced. You've run also 1/10 electric as well, and done World Championships and everything else. Where in your feeling of your ranking of RC disciplines does electric buggy come?
Yeah, I think it's a bit more discipline. Just because they're not as nice to drive, just because they're missing a clutch system which we have on the engines, or a slipper clutch. So you lose that feeling because it's like direct drive to the track. So for me, I always struggle with it because I miss that part, because I've worked a lot with clutches to, developing with reds and that. So I know the feeling of clutch, and when I jump across to direct drive, it could be a bit different.
I mean, there's an awful lot of magic you can do with speed controllers, but you can't simulate that in the speed control then.
Yeah, you can do it in the speed controller. You make it softer, you try and make it more similar to how you want to drive. But at the end of the day, the clutch will still allow, if you're accelerating hard and the car finds a bit of grip or it loses grip, it will slip. With direct drive, it won't. It'll go straight to the car.
Thank you. So, David, back to you. Big year. There's a World Championships coming up in your half your neck of the woods. It was actually your neck of the woods in Belfast, but it's half in your neck of the woods. How are you going to prepare for that big event?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that because it's going to be my second Worlds. Because I wasn't going to go when I was in Brazil, but now that it's changed, yeah, we're really excited to go.
Was it just too far for Brazil, too expensive? What's the reason you weren't going to go?
Yeah, it's just there's no point because it's so expensive to finish 60th or 70th. So
Might be 23rd.
I don't know.
He's finished his beer. Go on then. Absolutely useless. Okay. So Burak, you're being heckled by your brother back there. I mean, how difficult is it to have your teammate also be your brother, and you have to pretend to be happy when he does well?
I live with him in the same house, so it's really difficult.
I mean, is that a better day than you? Is it like, oh, I have to shake his hand, or Dad have a go at us?
No, I'm always happy when some of us do the final. It's always better to have one driver in the final than nobody.
So, what do you two, as we prepare for the big events, do you two practice together, or do you have a separate program for those sort of things?
No, when we go to testing or to practice, we always race together, so we can improve every time.
And if you're in the same final, which one of you does your dad pit for?
Depends on the race, I guess.
Who is the favourite? Look, I'm just trying to find out who the favourite is. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find out if there's any favouritism in the Killic family. Is it you? Yeah, I think it is. Good sake.
Who's younger?
Bergen. No, because Bergen looks 35 and Burak looks 40. It's how you know. Marco, similar question to you. What is your programme for the rest of the year moving forward into the Worlds? Staying with the same chassis, obviously?
Yes. I'm trying to stay with the same chassis, but who knows? No, I will go to test in July after the Euro B and stay there 3 days and see if everything is okay. If not, we go back at home, try to make some difference and then go back again.
Elliott, you're going to continue doing this, running back to the UK to do the UK Nationals? I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. They kind of have the arm at your back, don't you? So you have to do that, you can't qualify for the Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not allowed to do both. Otherwise, I would probably do the Italian as well. But no, I don't mind going back. I get to see my family and stuff, you know. It's just a quick flight. It's not the end of the world. It's not on the other side of the world, so I haven't got to worry too much.
You haven't thought about doing a bit of a passport thing there and decide, well, no, I'm married to an Italian, I'll be Italian, it's fine. Or is it actually harder to qualify from Italy, I suppose?
Yeah, I think there's some strong competition in Italy. But no, I just like going back. It's good for the sponsors, you know, because we've got some drivers in Italy already, so I go back and do that part for them.
And how busy is the programme you end up doing moving through the year? You're a little bit more, you obviously are focused on, I suppose, the 8th stuff. Do you have in the back of your mind 10th, or is that not possible because you haven't done a qualification for Malmo for the Euros? Is it just now 8th for you in various forms the rest of the year?
I don't. It's tough to do multiple classes now, just because there's a lot of people that are dedicated to certain classes. You can do it, but you can't expect too much from the results. So I'm just kind of making the most of my time on the 1/8 nitro category, and it seems to be working so far. So we're going to keep going with the same program.
Stick with the same thing. You're too old to learn new tricks now, aren't you? Whatever's going to happen. And you're very young, David. You could learn all these different disciplines. I mean, so is there any other discipline you quite fancy having a go at, like large-scale touring car, or do you ever think about doing a two-dimensional track?
No, I mean, there was, I think, 3 years ago that I did a full year of racing touring cars, but I had like one bad race at the end and I didn't like it. So, so I didn't do it again, and just stick to 1/8 and yeah.
Great stuff. Now, oh no, hang on. Sorry, you signed a new contract? I wasn't quite sure there. You were looking at that. Okay, right. Okay, just checking. So. Burak, we've seen you guys have done a bit of 10th. Are you doing much 10th this year, or is it just concentrating on 8th?
No, I will do both classes, like the US and the Euros, and next year the World Championship. So I will do both classes. So
is it something you enjoy the difference? I mean, do you feel that it plays to your strength, the electric smaller buggies?
I mean, the small. If you can race 1/8, you can also use 110. So I think it's easy to drive, and yeah.
Now, Marco, you're Italian, obviously. How much pressure do you have to actually race a track car with foam tyres? Because that's what Italians do, isn't it? That's really it is what Italians are known for. That's the championship which Italy has ruled. Foam tyre track. Ever done it? Do you want to do it?
I thought one time to do it, but then I say no. It's better. I tried the GT class in the beginning of this year. But it wasn't so good, so I say it's better to concentrate on the 1/8 scale nitro.
So how hard were you hitting the barriers?
Hard.
By the way, just so you know, I really like Marco. I'm just pulling your leg, mate. It's fine. Okay, I think we've all had a lovely long day. We're being heckled by people, well, you know, I could if come in. No, if you're gonna heckle. I'm not having you heckling. They come over. They've got 2 hecklers. We'll have a very brief word with our hecklers because one of them has to be here because his brother's here. So it's Burak Killic. Hello, Burak. Just come around here. Now I'm going to ask you the question whilst you're standing right next to him. How annoyed are you when he beats you?
Not much. He's my brother.
And have you not played Monopoly with your siblings? It's the most competitive thing in the world.
For me, it's still like if Killic wins, it's like not Burak or Berkan, it's Killic. So for me, really, I don't care.
Oh, you're a brand. You're a brand. Oh, look at this. This is marvellous.
Hey, come.
So David, he's so ready to go. He's got his rucksack on, but he couldn't resist. He could. Well, did you? Yeah. We had a long chat, so I'm just going to ask you a quick question, and I'm going to ask you to give some advice to your fellow Italian, because you've been with one manufacturer for about 15 years. How do you establish a long-term relationship in RC?
Just believe in it and just go racing. I mean, everyone can make his decision, so he's free to do it.
Oh, sorry. I
like to change.
You know, that's...
like to find more motivation on it, you know, so you have to change.
You're okay. Just for this particular video, which is different from the previous thing we did, how is your program shaping up for the rest of the year?
You mean sponsors?
No, racing, yeah. Well, you can talk about your sponsors as well, but more racing.
Pretty much every weekend we have this race, and then it's my trophy in my home track. Then we go to Elliott home track, so in Gussago we will have the Italian race. That will be a good race. And then starting with the Euro B, we go there for some support to the guys. Then I stop to Radovan, then start the Euro A in my track, so every weekend busy.
That's quite good. Okay, so they're all busy. Yeah, you can go. Go on, off you go. It's fine. I didn't say you could go. You're Team Killic. If one Killic is here, 2 Killic must be here. Double Killic. With Mauro as well now. The parents. They all want to go. Everyone wants to go. It's very late. We're having a lovely time, but we are in Montpellier. So what I'm going to say is thank you to everybody. Thank you to Marco. Thank you to Burak and Burak. Thank you to David. Thank you to Elliott. This was RCGP sitting around a track late at night in Montpellier. And hang on. Nope, he's still with WIRC. Fantastic stuff. See you all.
That's it for this video, but don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of our RC Racing video series. And don't forget, be an RCTV hero. Make sure to hit that join button and find out all the details about being an RCTV hero.